So I'm scrolling on social media, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and I see my boy Shannon Sharpe is trending again. This time it said that he was fired from ESPN, the slave ship of sport. I'm sorry, that was a typo. That was a typo. My bad. The flagship of sports. Yeah, that's it. And I didn't even go into the story. I didn't read no article or nothing like that. I'm assuming that it's from the case that he had with that OnlyFans young lady. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know. But does anyone else find it weird that he gets that $100 million contract from ESPN and all of a sudden these accusations come out. He was, I guess, I don't know, trying to say he was a rapist or whatever the case may be, when he clearly had a relationship with this of age young lady. Yes, she was very young, but if I'm not mistaken, you got to be 18 to have an OnlyFans, and 18 is considered grown legally in the United States. So the internet does what the internet does, and they hop under these comments and they say, "Oh, he called him a pedophile," and and all these things, and happy that he lost his job at the slave ship of sports. I mean, the flagship of sports. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm sorry. Um, ESPN. As if he doesn't have a couple of successful podcasts that he runs. So Shannon Sharpe will be okay. He'll be fine. He took a loss. He'll be fine. He got some of that money from the ESPN contract. I'm assuming. I don't know the details of his contract. I don't know. I'm assuming that he got at least half of it. But my question is this: why would ESPN fire him for something that involves his personal life? Now, it became public, with the accusations, of course. But is it me, or does something seem a little bit fishy here? I don't know. I think that someone from ESPN approached this young lady, and offered her, I don't know, she'd probably take 1 million to file this lawsuit, probably, knowing that he's probably going to settle because, it kind of just makes sense. It's like, all right, man, whatever. It's a money play. It's a money play, and they can legally rob him, put these accusations on him. Somehow he gonna have to pay, whether it's a court fees and lawyers and all that stuff. So maybe they want to grab that money. They want to get some of that money back, and then now they want to fire him, probably because of some code of ethics that they follow. When in all actuality, I mean, what does that still have to do with his professional uh life, like his persona? Listen, whether you a fan of him or not, one thing I will say about Shannon Sharpe, he's all right. I could take him or leave him. It really doesn't. Sometimes I might stop and watch some clips or something from his podcast. He's good at what he does, He has the gift of gab, and he has a pretty good personality. He seems to be whenever he's on TV, he seems to be himself. He don't seem to really have to put on the act. He's always that. So and he's good at it. He's good at what he does, and I think that, dare I say it, when he's working with Stephen A. Smith, that's a dude that you can tell he don't like nobody outshining him. You can tell. You can see it in his body language when certain things are said, certain things are done, when somebody gets the best of him in a debate, whether or they get uh, a positive reaction to whatever they say. You can see it that he does not like it. He's deep down, he is burning, and it just seems like a coincidence that you know all these all these accusations come out and he gets fired, because you can't fire him for his job performance, because he's good. Like I said, he's good at what he does. So you can't fire him for his lack of performance on his job. From what I see, he shows up when he's supposed to. He's good at he's got a good sense of humor. He's good at debating. He is a former athlete that knows what he's talking about, and he can back it up with facts. So that is a threat. Same thing with Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman was cooking Stephen A. Every time they had a debate, man, he was cooking Stephen A, man. And Stephen A couldn't take it. And guess what happened? Max Kellerman just all of a sudden he leaves ESPN, right? Parts ways. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a conspiracy theorist, but if there's one thing I know, man, you're gonna get robbed in the United States, one way or the other. They're gonna rob you. You're gonna make some money. They're gonna get it back somehow, some way. You're gonna get that money back. So you can keep working for it, keep working, keep making money so they can keep taking it away from you. But Shannon will be all right. He seemed to have established himself well as an internet presence. So I don't know if he'll be fine. People gonna still tune in and watch his podcast and stuff like that. You know, and he'll be all right. ESPN needed him more than he needed ESPN. I'm sure it was a good opportunity. I mean, for him to be on there and showcase. We see he did his thing when he was on Fox with Skip. He was he's the one that I think everybody tuned in to watch, because once he left, the show disappeared. It went away. They tried to last for a little while. Undisputed, whatever it was called. And they was bringing in different people. They had a handful of people at one point, and it just didn't work. It was like too many. I think it was too many people. So they tried to replace Shannon with about three or four guys, and it just didn't look right. Like the whole setup. If you looked at the panel, it just didn't look right. I didn't like it. I knew it wasn't gonna make it, and it didn't. And that's that. Every time I check the clip of First Take, Shannon was he held his own on that. Like I said, he gets along with everybody. You can tell he's a likable person. So everybody likes him, and people don't really like Stephen A. Not for real. I don't think they like him for real. I think on camera they tolerate him, but I don't think they like him for real. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way, but it just seemed like they don't like him. Just little comments. If you just pay attention to the details of things sometimes, and just body language, and just the way they react to each other, you can tell. You got to just pay attention. They all acting anyway. Everybody on TV acting. They all got a script. They read from a script. But anyway, that's all I really got to say about that. So Shannon will be cool. Everybody be all right. Everybody got their money. You just got to be. And Shannon, if you're listening, which is a small percentage of a chance that you are, but if you're listening, uh, you're gonna have to be a little more discreet with your situations. I don't knock you for liking no younger woman. I mean that was young. I don't know if she was 18 or 19 at the time, but everybody to each his own. What man doesn't want a younger woman? No disrespect to the older women, but don't nobody want your wrinkled ass. Don't nobody want no old wrinkled ass woman. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is the truth. Unless you've been married for 20, 30 years and y'all been together, that's the only time. And even then, they still gonna look and still admire the beauty of a younger woman. Just like older women probably enjoy looking at a younger man. I'm sure they do. There's some cougars out here. Come on now. Don't Scottie Pippen ex-wife, don't she mess with young dudes? She about I don't know, she about 50. Don't she mess with younger dudes? Don't she mess with young NBA dudes? Ain't nobody saying nothing about that. Maybe I'm tripping. But check this out, man. Before y'all go, man, hit that subscribe button for me, though, all right? Do me that solid. If you like the video, hit a like. If you don't like it, hit unlike. You want to add to it, leave a comment. Y'all know how this work, man. Come on, man. Stop playing. Let's go. Y'all be easy. Yeah.